Morning, guys. So what I wanted to do was specifically focus on direct mail marketing. A lot of you know my background. You know that I came from printing, that I spent almost 15 years working in the printing industry. A lot of what we did was produce pieces for direct mail. So what I wanted to do is go over what direct mail is, how it's useful, what businesses can do with it. So let's start with what is direct mail marketing. Direct mail marketing is basically when you have some type of mail piece that is specifically targeted to some type of demographic. It can be age, it can be sex, it could be income. It can be things like how many people live in a house, where the house is specifically located. All of those demographics help you target who you want to target for your customers. And so we use the mail piece to basically target those pieces. So what are some of the stats around direct mail? I think a lot of people think that direct mail has dropped off, but in fact it hasn't. What has happened is because of things like online billing and things like that, the mail has dropped by 29%, but that doesn't necessarily affect direct mail. Direct mail actually is something that people trust. 76% of people trust direct mail over other forms of marketing, especially digital marketing. We all know about the issues with digital marketing and how it can be manipulated, it can be fraudulent. Direct mail doesn't have that issue, and so 76%, that's a lot of people trust direct mail. And that's why I think it's one of the most important tactics you can use for your business. Another thing is, if you look at this chart, compared to digital marketing, direct mail still gets a better response rate. So to explain the way this chart works, a house list is basically your current customers, the people that you've already done business with. 9% return on that. Look at the jump from 2006. So while mail has dropped off, the response rate for direct mail is skyrocketing. Now you may say 9% doesn't seem like very much, but look at what people are getting for digital. The better way to do it is a combination of print and digital, but this shows you how valuable print can be. And then you've got your prospect list that's still 5%. That prospect list, again, is talking about those demographics, whether it's age, sex, things like that, to figure out who you want to target. Again, big difference between the two. So why do you want to hire a professional designer to come up with your mail piece? The number one reason, the one that drives me insane, is the U.S. Post Office has crazy specification as to what you have to do to be able to have a direct mail piece. And it changes. If you're doing something with envelopes, it has to be one way. If you're doing something with postcards, completely different thing. If you're doing things with every door direct that I always talk about, even though it's not going through the machine process, still has to be a certain weight, still has to be a certain size, can't be coated too much. There's a ton of specifications. I've seen so many customers come to me after they've done a mailing and it's gotten rejected by the post office. The post office has standards for a reason. They have machines that it has to go through, and they have to regulate it so that they know that their specifications are being met. The other thing you want to think about is a designer is going to make your business look good. If you're doing it yourself and you're just putting stuff out there, most likely it's not going to look as good as if you hire a professional designer. You want your business to look good. You want your business to be out there, and so people can see that you have a professional look to your business. Two other things you want to think about. Getting the right message out there. A designer is going to work with you to say, okay, what message do you want to get out there? What are you looking to target? Who are you looking to target? Who are you looking to get in the door? And talk to you about what that message should be and how to present that message in a way that's going to get people's attention and get them to come in the door or to order from you. The other thing is, why are you working on a design piece when you should be out selling your business? You should be worried about what your employees are doing. You should be worried about how you're making money. Let a designer do what they're good at so that you can focus what you're good at with your business. Don't spend the time that you could be doing other things to grow your business trying to design a piece that unfortunately might get rejected by the post office. Hire a professional designer. I promise you it's worth it. So here are I'm going to go through a couple different slides of some of the pieces that I've done for clients locally and some clients that aren't local. My My dad's a Penn State alumni, so his alumni association, when they were in this area in Albany, came to me and said, hey, we want a postcard that we can send out so that people know what events are coming up. So we basically designed this postcard, just had a quick list of what events were coming up. The middle one was actually a charity event. Now, you'll notice there is no postal area to put the address on. This was actually sent out in a booklet with some other stuff in the mail, so it was actually put in an envelope. But this was for a charity event. Again, just basic information, wanted to let people know that there was going to be a charity event, who was involved, what the sponsors were, things like that. Again, just to grab people's attention and let them know what was going on. The third one on this slide is a pizza menu. We get them all the time, pizza, Chinese, any restaurant that is trying to target the local area is going to use direct mail because they know that people are going to hold on to that menu for when they want to order something later or they're looking for somewhere to go. So it's a great way for restaurants to get their information out there. Some other ones, solar. I know we had somebody from Apex in here for quite a while. There's other solar companies out there selling direct mail, and they're doing it by direct mail. And this is a perfect example. This was interesting because obviously it's a vertical design on the front, but a horizontal design on the back. That kind of stuff is the stuff that your designer can work with you on to make sure that that message gets across clearly and looks good. The one in the middle is the Conklin Center, which is a nonprofit in the area that works with seniors 55 and older. They were doing something where they needed to come up with a way to get donations. So what we said is, okay, we're going to put together a holiday card. I didn't put it up here, but on the inside of that holiday card had all the stats for the services they provided, how much transportation they provided. And then it had this little card in there that they could mail back that had its own envelope that said, hey, this is what I want to donate. They had a huge response rate on that because people are already getting holiday cards, and during that time, you're thinking about how can I donate? So it was a great way to get money into the organization as donations. Lastly is another event card. This one was actually an Every Door Direct. We wanted to hit everybody around the area that Hops and Barley was at to let them know what beers were going to be coming to basically have tastings. And so we mailed to the entire area around it so that people would come to the event and would know about the event. We also put a bunch of the events on the back so that one, we could mail more often, and two, people are going to hold on to it, stick it on their refrigerator or throw it on their desk so that they can look at those dates and know when they are. The last sample I have, again, the Conklin Center, their thing is they want to make sure the community knows what they're doing. So we do a quarterly newsletter for them. It's direct mailed. This is actually a trifold. And as you can see, it says upcoming programs. That area is actually perfed so that people can tear it out of the newsletter and stick it somewhere so that they know what events are coming up. Again, that's working with a designer to help you design that piece, know what's going to work, and how to get that information in front of them. So, direct mail works. You saw some of the stats, you've seen some of the designs. If you know somebody that's trying to market and isn't really sure how to do it, have them reach out to me so that I can talk to them about how direct mail can work for them. And if you have questions about it, talk to me so we can have a one-on-one. Thanks, guys.